So I treated myself to a proper crusty old Uher 4000 eBay find, in the hope that I'd be able to repair one that I bought years ago, which I've spent a lot of time on and I've had absolutely no luck. But had a result with this one. First off, the replay amplifier works, which is a common fault with these, and they're super hard to diagnose because one, there is no schematic for the 4000 series. There's only, for the 4000 model, there's only one for the 4200 and 4400. So trying to trace this board is a bit of a nightmare. Also, it's positive ground, a bit like Nagra's, this older convention, where a lot of PNP transistors were used. Anyway, thankfully, I am going to even think about that. Other than the speed switch being dodgy, which is why I think it was sold. At first, it wasn't working at all. The motor wouldn't run. When I opened it up, I noticed that this linkage mechanism, which engages the gear kind of ratios to the flywheel, isn't returning. And then, lo and behold, this fell out. So that's a bit of a result. I'm going to take this apart over the weekend, and what will be what's exciting for me is now I have a working one with a working replay amplifier. It might be possible to diagnose the one that I've been stuck on for years. Still not worked out what this nut's for, but I've made a little bit of progress with this gear mechanism, and it looks like there should be a spring here that normally would engage that mechanism on the flywheel. See a little pillar here, and then there's another one here, and this is the kind of thing that's really handy when you've got another one. So went off and found it, and I've taken it off the old one, and then lo and behold, found this rattling around inside. That is absolute foobar. So I'm going to attach this now, and let's see hopefully if that's going to get this working. So I'm still not sure what this nut was for, but I've installed the expansion spring from the other Uher, which engages the gear ratio to the flywheel like that. But so far, all I've achieved with that is so it stays in gear. If I put it down to the slowest gear, you can see there it will go to the highest gear, or the fastest gear, sorry, but it won't come out of it. And the way that it's done normally is that the switch here has a physical kind of, you can see these teeth, and they are what would normally push, I mean even that's a bit wobbly, so to have a look at. Oh no, it's okay. That's what would do the return to take it back into the slowest gear. And when I look down in the bottom, it might be possible to just about see through here, if I get the light right. Okay, so can you see this white block here? Is it going to focus? There we are. So on top of that, there should be another white block which has the corresponding teeth to those on that switch selector, and that is what would move the gear ratio mechanism, I guess is the best way to explain it. So I'm a bit confused because, like, where's it gone? You know, things don't just disappear. I'm wondering, has someone opened this up before? and had a go at working on it. One little telltale was that this switch was this knob was loose from the off. So I reckon someone's taken this apart and had a go and then lost a bit. But the good news is I have my other Uher, so I'm going to go and take that switch apart now, and then I'm going to get these laid side by side, and let's see if we can get this working. So to get the speed switch removed, so I can have a look at the missing mechanism, you need to remove these screws, and the knobs are just held on by a little flathead screw in there. So I'm just going to take that off. So once you've got the faceplate off, there's these two little flathead screws, and recommend, just from experience, taking them out when, I should probably have, if this was a repair for someone else, I would put a cloth down or something, but in all honesty I don't think you could make this one any crustier. So yeah, we're just going to lay it on its back, because what it does, it just helps prevent anything falling out and falling apart when we disassemble it. So I'm just going to remove these now, and then we'll take it apart. So I've removed the screws holding the switch in, and like I say, I'm just doing my best not to disturb anything if I can. It's this other one that disturbed me. Oh, I can't tell you how many hours I spent on that. But that's just the nature of it sometimes. Sometimes you have nice easy wins, and sometimes you wonder if it's worth it. Anyway, right, so this is really quite awkward, and it makes you wonder how they got it. I know. Let's press, there we go. Press that out of the way. That return spring actually doing its job. Okay, right, so that makes a lot more sense now. If we have a look in here, there's nothing. There should be a piece which, like I say, is moved along by these kind of gear mechanisms to, you know, you have a spring which is always trying to pull it into the fastest gear, and then to kind of deselect it back physically, it requires a piece which, lo and behold, I have in this one, which is in some respects it's a bit of a better example of a Uher, but I mean, it doesn't work. It's cleaner, the insides of it, you know, are less corroded, it's nicer, but it doesn't work. So inside this one, you can see down here, let's zoom in a bit. I'm not very good at doing these videos, so you have to bear with me. There we go. So you can see this piece here, and there's a piece underneath it, which goes this kind of this hole here, which is what moves it back and forth. So I'm going to remove that. It's quite nicely designed. So if you push this to the far right, not that we want to go to the far right, there's enough of that going on at the moment. Anyway, if we push that to the far right, we'll be able to remove, there we are, this is completely missing from this one. So I'm going to now drop this down in here. It would be easier to do this without a camera. Anyway, right, I'm going to put that in place off camera, because I need to get in there and get a light, so just bear with me. So I've got this piece into position now. You know when it's right, because there's this guide track, and you'll be able to feel this kind of slide back and forth in it. It's a bit gunky at the moment, but I'll re-lubricate it and clean it all when I know it's actually working. So yeah, you can then adjust this back, and this is the piece, you see this pin, that is going to enable you to bring it into the back into the slower gears. When the switch moves, it ratchets along here with this depressed, and then that will move along free like that. So next job is well, I guess just to put this all back together. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. There might be a better way of doing this, you know. A technician with more experience with this might be bawling their eyes out watching me do this, but anyway, just got to have a go with sometimes at things and learn from your mistakes. Okay, so that's interesting. It actually feels quite good. If I just get the knob, I'm going to hold that in place where it would be, and then let's get the knob and just feel if that is... Oh, of course I can't do it like that. Right, I'm going to screw it back in. Those two flatheads I mentioned earlier. Now, there are a couple of washers actually. Okay, you can see they both dropped out here. These bigger washers go on, I believe, the inside of that switch. So I'm going to pop this back down, out the way. Something like that. Out the way. And then those two washers awkwardly actually go... How did I do it last time? That's it, I got that out of the way. Brilliant. Actually go on this inside, so it's a little bit awkward, but I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure they did, yeah. Dropped out. My parrot's not too happy about that. Okay, so to now do this, I'm wondering if I put it on its back. Anyway, I'm just going to fit this back up together, and then we'll test it. Not going to lie, this is quite a bugger to put back together, but what I'm going to try is I've made sure that this switch is in the lower speed position, because it's the only way you can kind of get access to it all is when it is in the lower speed position, which is here. Okay, there. So, boom, we can pop that down like that. And although the pin's not engaging, that is where it will want to be when this switch is in the position it's in at the moment. So hopefully this should go back together. These washers I bloody gave up, and I just ended up tacking them on with a bit of super glue. So let's see how this goes. I'm now going to need my other hand, because I've got to depress all of this section, yep, whilst I put the switch in. Anyway, let's see how this goes. So I've got that all back together, and what a result. Here we go. Yep, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, big clunky gear switch doing the thing. So yeah, let's get some batteries in it and see what it see how the motor runs. So I've got it all fitted back up together now, and yeah, it was a bit of a fiddle, I'm not going to lie, but got there in the end. And I've set it to off, this position here, and first of all we're just going to test it at 19 centimeters per second. I think I recorded this at 9.5 centimeters per second, so this is going to sound like a chipmunk. And I was doing some feedback stuff at the time, just testing out the Nagra. It's a really nice recording this. It's actually a full track recording. Okay, and then to 9.5 centimeters per second. Funnily, the VU's broken. Just like, I mean, almost exactly the same. You see where the crack is? Exactly the same. Sorry, Dory. He doesn't like... I tell you what, this parrot does not like avant-garde French music. It's just a thing with him. Now we're going to try 4.5 centimeters per second. There we go. See this? Now, I absolutely smashed the recording levels when I was recording this because it's a sample pack for use with tape ones. And I found that the best way to use those is just to, saturate the recording, you know. So you can see an absolute peak in there. I mean, even more so when you go slowly. If we go back. Dory is not enjoying this. Okay, and then the last position is this 2.4 centimeters per second, which is, pretty goddamn slow. It's like micro cassette speed. There we go, let's turn that up. Oh. So, all in all, I am absolutely chuffed with this. What a result. I don't want to say how long I've spent working on this one, and it's kind of nice to be able to just move on a bit with my life. There is still the question of this nut that I don't know what it does, but it works. I even repaired this when I was in there, so that's working. I'll do a belt swap and clean up and, recap and everything. But for now, I have a Uher 4000 to play with. So yeah, if you're trying to repair one yourself, leave a comment below. I'll do my best to help you, but sometimes I can't help myself. Till next time, bye now.